Hello, and welcome to episode number 3 of The Good, the Bad, and the Mike. As always, well, not as always, for the first time, I'm host Keen, also known as The Good. Watching me today is Oshin the Bad
All right, you scumbag.
and the Mike.
What up? I totally agree with this segment.
I will never be allowed to host again.
Just remember
Okay.
who's hosting it next week. You want to watch yourself?
Well, it's been established now, so I think.
No.
Be
Careful. You might be the mic. No one can ever drop that low.
That's a very fair point. Mike just wants us to get rid of somebody else so that he upgrades and is no longer the Mike. He can be
I
the
like to
bad.
feel no. The mic is kind of in between. It's not the
No,
good. It's not
no.
the bad. It's just
The
the,
bad
mic.
is an
It clearly
enigma.
goes. It clearly goes from best to worst. The good, the bad, and the mic.
Yeah, he's
No,
not wrong.
The mic is the wild card. It's just it's a good decision. It's bad decision.
The
No,
wild
it's just a
card
mic
is
decision.
always the worst decision.
It is not.
Okay, so moving on.
We had to go through that.
Yeah, big shout out to Sackboy. Big fan of Morton Gams Pedersen, and still has a Blackburn shirt to prove it. Pixar didn't happen. I feel like that's fair.
Send in a pic. We need proof.
Fix. We need pics. Like you can't be tossing out claims like this. I love Morton Gams Pedersen, but
That's it.
I need to see proof of this shirt that
That's it.
that exists. But yeah. On the subject of chance, we also had another comment, also by Sackboy. Big
What a
fan.
man.
Big appreciated Sackboy. He had Northern Ireland versus us was actually the worst game. Now, do you think this was England or Ireland? Because I'm on the fence here. I think it was England because Ireland haven't played Northern Ireland in a while, have they?
No, I'm pretty sure it was Ireland. I don't see
no,
why
we
they
did.
would chant about James McLean if it was against England.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's actually a fair point. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because he hates the Queen.
Yeah,
No, is it not?
He's not the only one.
Ireland.
Oh,
No,
no. Okay, he
Ireland
says
versus
yeah.
Northern
I think
Ireland.
I'll hear a full Aviva yelling, "James McLean hates the Queen." So obviously in Ireland, big fan of James McLean hating the Queen, but obviously, do we take a stance on this as a podcast and say that we're not hating of the Queen, but we're not in favor of the Queen? Do we?
Your question is the Queen, yay or nay?
Well,
Well,
no,
like,
we're not. Sorry,
Do
we're
we
not.
support James McLean in his hating of the Queen?
Or
I
we can
support James
agree
McLean.
that he hates the Queen. I think it's the neutral thing. Is
Oh,
we
sorry,
agree
yeah,
that
neutral.
James McLean
Yeah.
does
Okay.
hate.
We can confirm, probably, that James McLean hates the Queen.
Like,
But yeah,
let's
can
not
you imagine
forget-
that? Can you some of those chants you just cannot repeat on air? I think that
Oh,
one's
no.
fine. But
We'll put
yeah,
that in the
it's-
mic list of chants we can't
Yes.
repeat.
Okay, so we are recording this about 20 minutes after Italy won the Euros. Bit touch and go there for a second. How do we feel? How was as I say, it was a roller coaster of emotions there, lads.
Oh my god.
Any quick notes before I suppose we'll talk about it more, but just any instant reactions that you want to talk about?
I didn't think my heart
Relief.
would take it.
No,
Oh,
I
relief.
genuinely thought I was gonna have a heart attack. Like, oh.
Like, as we'll talk in the show, but our watch party, it was me screaming, yes, no, yes, no. For about
Yeah.
108 minutes.
Stop. Because, this was my thought at the start of the Euros. Not even going... It got worse as it went on. But, obviously, the most important thing is when England lose.
100%.
But the best way for them to lose was in the final on penalties. But in order for that to happen, they had to get to the final and get to penalties. And if they win the final on penalties, that is the worst case scenario. So, it was...
It was double-edged sword there.
Yeah,
leading on.
completely. I don't know how we got through that, but we did.
I really
So,
didn't
just
think
before-
they were going to take it to penalties, to be honest. I said it to you, and I said it to numerous people beforehand, that I thought Italy were the team in the best position to beat England.
That's
And,
very
I
fair.
really, I thought they were going to manage it.
Yes. Okay. So before we get too deep into this, because should we have a story for you?
All right.
So go jump into news. So I'll go first. Big bit of news now. I think earlier on today was Sunday, so it probably was today. Novak Djokovic won Wimbledon, and now this was a very important major for him, or Grand Slam as they're called in tennis, because now he has joined atop the list with Roger Federer and Nadal winning 20 Grand Slams totals. And this is what I want to, because, in my head, most people will still say Roger Federer as the most prolific, probably best player of all time. But yet now Djokovic obviously has a chance to overtake him, and I didn't even know Nadal until today. It was joint with Federer on 20. I thought Nadal was a couple behind.
I actually
So-
did not know that.
Yeah. So do you think now that will Djokovic overtake Federer? Like he's probably going to in the the all-time singles career totals list, but will in people's
mean,
heads as
It depends, doesn't it?
No,
If he gets the
tennis,
curse of it, if he gets a Gillette sponsorship, it could
Yeah.
go downhill. We've seen it happen to many. Roger Federer,
No, he
Tiger
is-
Woods.
he is staying away from Gillette. Like the one thing is, I think Federer has a lot more Wimbledons. I think 2 or 3 more, because that'd be.
Yes.
I don't know what everyone else in the rest of the world thinks of it, but Wimbledon is still the most important, most prestigious tournament.
It's the most iconic one.
I feel
of
like
all.
Wimbledon
yeah.
stands out amongst the rest.
Yeah, like
So
that might
people
be
focus on that more.
What are the
European
four?
bias.
It's
French,
French,
US,
US,
Australian, Wimbledon.
It's Australian is the last one, yes.
Yeah, like because I think he has like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He is 9 Australians, but Federer only had 6, and that's one of the big points
Yeah.
of difference between the two of them.
But isn't it the case? I'm not the biggest tennis fan. I know.
Fair.
One of them's clay. I know Wimbledon's grass. Isn't
Yes, no. So Wimbledon's the only grass. French is
it? Clay.
and then the other two, I think Australian and US, are on a hard court. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure Wimbledon and the French are separate, which
Yeah,
is why Nadal has won.
the clay one.
3, 4, 5, 6, 12 of his 20 majors were on French. Yes. Do you ever see that farce that they tried to pull, where they had Nadal on a clay court and Federer on a grass court playing the same game, trying to
Oh
determine
my
who was?
god.
Yes, they
Who was better?
tried to pull this off. Yeah,
That
I remember
sounds
there
like
was
a
a
mess.
bunch of fucking issues with it. I don't remember them now, but yeah, it was they did it, just really forced it, and it just wasn't a good idea. But
What's
I don't know,
insane
I
though
think-
is that apparently, so between Federer and Nadal, excuse me, Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, they have a combined 60 Grand Slams. And
Yes, over the
Federer
last,
won his
like-
first in 2003, and since then there's only been 72, and they've won 60 of them. Like,
yeah,
it's absolutely insane.
yeah, no, that's very fair. Like that is the one thing. Like the weird thing between individual sports is like you look at the likes of, I always go to tennis and golf and how they're complete opposite ends of the spectrum. Because tennis, the favorite normally always wins, but in golf, even though they're still a very skilled sport, you need luck
Oh
to
yeah.
win it. Like golf majors are so unpredictable, which is why I like golf a bit. I used to watch a lot of tennis. Haven't actually watched tennis nearly in, I'd say, 10 years. I think during like Nadal and Federer, I watched a lot of it because it was so entertaining between the two of them.
I remember watching a
Um,
few Nadal and Federer games, but I wouldn't.
Yeah, like they were super hyped up. Like I watched a lot of it back then.
But
But I
I can't
haven't
say
watched
I've
it in
watched a
years.
lot of tennis. Watched a lot of golf though. I used to watch the golf. Love me a Ryder Cup. I would watch the Ryder Cup now. Actually look forward to watching it.
Yes,
But other
Ryder
than
Cup
that,
is that is
gotta give me
it makes
Ian
golf
Poulter
more
pink
entertaining.
shirt, putting it in for a birdie all day long. It's what I live for.
No,
funny
that's
with-
yeah.
The Ryder Cup's the only time when someone gets it in. I know normal tournaments it's just a clap or something, but when it's Ryder Cup, fans just go mental at them.
Yes.
It's allowed. It's just yeah,
Yes.
get in there. As if they score it, top bins the 20-yard
Top
screamer.
picks. Yeah, no, that's yeah, fair. No,
Rashid, I know you have news.
yes.
You want to
Well,
say?
fuck off, Mike. I was getting to
I
that.
didn't realize you were hosting it, Mike.
Yeah.
That taking over.
This
Fucking
is a
mass mutiny here.
yeah,
Fuck off.
coup d'etat.
Guess who doesn't
just
talk
like
about
that.
news anymore? Bushy.
Just like that,
So I hear
we've
you have
lost
news.
all
Yes,
our
I do.
curse words.
Last night, early this morning, I suppose you could say,
Mhm.
Argentina won Copa America, beating Brazil 1-0 and winning Messi's first major title with Argentina.
Internationally, yeah, I did have to check that up because I was curious if he had won it before, but they haven't won it in. Even though they're like the joint most successful team, they haven't won it in like 30 years or something, which is
Yeah,
weird.
it's absolutely insane.
no.
They're also only the second team. That was only the second time that Brazil lost a non-friendly game at home in
Wow.
Maracana.
In the
other
Mar-
time
Actually,
was
Yeah.
oh,
against
didn't actually know who
Uruguay
was
in
hosting it.
1954, I want to say, but I'm not
Hmm.
sure. It's the 50s anyway.
In a final, yeah. They have lost to Maracana before, haven't they? Well, not finals, but
not
was it a?
a not
Like a
not a
competitive.
competitive
They
game.
did.
No,
They lost the 7-0.
Was that in
7-1.
Americana though?
was that in America?
Pretty sure that was the Pretty sure that was in
I
Americana.
think it
I'll
was.
check this up.
Yeah,
Okay.
you check it.
Get-
Now,
Can we have
Mike,
an official fact checker? Checker. on
we
this?
need an official fact checker.
Please send in
you have
CVs
my
to the
laptop
good, the
up
bad,
beside
and the
me,
mic.
actually, and
Yeah, yeah.
Don't
Fuck
have
it. I got this. I got this. All right. Mike's
As the
talking shit
host.
about me already, and I'm gonna. Which round was that? That was not that round. Not that
Mike, I
round.
know you
Got
watched
it.
the game.
That
I
was
did.
in the
That was an
mini
experience.
area.
Estadio Minero, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't in Americana, so how about you go
All right.
fuck yourself, Mike?
Yeah.
That's it. We have no more curses for the rest of the podcast. We used all 20.
Used them
Yeah,
all.
we've used our weekly quota inside of
Apologies
10
for our
minutes.
younger viewers.
So you're saying,
Uh,
Ocean, you what was that?
I
was
watched.
asking
It's
Mike
funny.
Oh, yeah.
watch,
So that was an experience watching
Allegedly.
it because I thought,
so it didn't
you know,
happen.
it's at 1 o'clock. I thought, you know what, it'll probably be on TV. It'll probably be on Now TV Sports, one of those channels. Wasn't on any of them. So I'm like, all right, I'll just watch it on a stream. Eventually found a stream, but whatever stream I was watching it on, the commentators changed language many times. I had Americans, I had English, went to Spanish at one stage, then Portuguese, and it just kept triggering. I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I'll just watch.
Was
Yeah,
Canadian
no.
on Sky Sports?
No,
Because I'm
Just
pretty sure
did
they've
not-
had
That's-
some of the Copa America games during.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe
wasn't
they didn't
on.
have the final
I
or
was-
something weird
Yeah,
like
'cause I
that.
was really
That's
annoyed about it, and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
watching it, oh, the last 10 minutes was the scrappiest thing. And Messi had a chance in the last minute or so at 1-0. The ball falls to him. He takes the touch. It's just Edison to beat, and he just falls over on this golden opportunity. Even the commentators, the fans, there was that hint at them saying, was that the chance that Messi's going to regret? Because Brazil came
How
out.
did they win in normal time or what was?
Yeah.
I honestly have no idea.
Angel Di Maria scored in the 22nd minute, and it was just.
Okay.
But it was interesting, and they had a full time. Usually, you know, when fans celebrate and all that at the end of full time, players they all go to each other. It's separate. It's not all could go into one. Every
Yeah.
single Argentina player ran to Messi.
That's-
Staff, players, everyone just ran to
He was
Messi.
at the bottom of the dog pile.
Yeah, and he wasn't even a dog fight. It was just he was there kneeling, crying, and it just went straight to him. But I
Yeah,
must say,
he is Lord Jesus Christ to them, so I mean that's very fair.
ah, and that's such pressure lifted off him, and now we have to debate again, saying the Ronaldo Messi debate, which we will
Yeah,
leave to another episode.
that's always an interesting one,
As
particularly
both.
because of how good Messi was in that the
And-
Copa
and it's
America
funny.
from what I've seen.
Funny enough, he was shocking in this game.
He did, to be fair, the Argentina manager came out afterwards and said that he had played the semi-final against Colombia and the final against Brazil with a
I
hamstring
watched-
injury.
Yeah, I watched the highlights of the Colombia game, and my God, he was on fire on that game, and he was bleeding ankle, all this, getting kicked, foul, left, right, center. The man was possessed.
Colombia's laying in, like, I mean, that is. 'Cause remember that happened to Neymar in was it 20? What? Yeah, they hosted in 2014, and people just attacked him because they're like, without him,
Yeah.
Brazil just have very
It's
little.
funny. It's funny that with Neymar, I was watching that game. Definitely the last 10, 20 minutes, Neymar was a different player, and I couldn't believe it. He was getting up. He was taking challenges. Like, Argentina were going full, like, just taking him out of the game as much as they could, and he was just brushing them away, using his
Fair.
time, tried to stay on his feet, and I was like, if he stays like that as 90 minutes a game, he would actually be unplayable. But
Fair.
the
fair.
Neymar we all know in Europe is gonna go down, roll around, down. But
I
it
felt the
was
touch.
awkward. It was really awkward at the celebrations because Neymar was distraught because he lost another final. He
Mm.
lost the final in his home
Oh,
country, all this.
yeah.
But the camera was showing Messi celebrate, but the audio was clearly at Neymar, and you could just hear absolute sobbing happening while all the Argentinians are celebrating. And I was just going, please just get the audio off Neymar. He is clearly distraught. And in a way, I feel sorry for Neymar that's someone that also has had high hopes and expectations on him. and he's been injured whenever it's come to him or he's lost. Because I think
Yeah.
the last Copa America, he got injured either at the start of the tournament or at the end, just before the tournament. Missed the entire tournament they won, and he hasn't produced for
Oh,
Italy,
For
for Brazil
Brazil.
yet.
No, that's yeah. Because just
Oh,
looking at what Messi did in that tournament, it seemed like he was the only person playing for Argentina at
The
times.
man's
Probably.
insane. It's the first
Ah.
time that a player has finished a tournament in a major international tournament with most goals, most assists, player of the tournament, and winner of the tournament.
And winning, yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that.
Absolutely insane.
No, it is. That's very true. So yeah, Mike, cunt.
Yes.
Any news at you?
I'm on the spot here. I was really banking on the Copa of America before it was brushed off me.
Well, lucky bud. You
Yeah.
lose,
Oh,
you lose.
well, yeah. No,
Yeah, that's
how it
fair.
is.
That's fair.
Yeah.
No,
Gotta
the
share.
production meeting. You got there before me at the production meeting.
You said no.
You did say you had
I
no
panicked.
news.
I panicked.
Didn't want to be left out. He had some FOMO. Yeah, I mean, we can talk a bit about McGregor.
Oh,
Lost
yeah. So
again
funny.
last night.
Broke his own ankle.
Yep.
Taunted.
They have
What's his name?
the-
Poirier? Is that his name?
Poirier, Dustin Poirier.
Yeah. Apparently was chatting shit about how he was going to need to be carried off in a stretcher at the end of the fight, then had to be carried off in a stretcher himself. You know, so karma's a bitch.
The
Like,
irony is there.
he was known as Mystic Meg for the start of his career, and I think that has resurfaced.
He got it half
Again.
right.
Mm.
There was a
'Cause,
stretcher involved.
Yeah, like he's now 22 and 5, I think. I don't think it's a bad time for him to retire. It is
Again.
a bit low, yeah, again until he fights again. But honestly, the man's made such a name for himself that he could do whatever the fuck he wants and makes money. You
He's
know,
making
he
so much
doesn't
money from those
need to
fights.
fight.
He's apparently
Yeah.
looking to
whiskies.
buy more.
Don't forget the
pubs.
whiskey deal.
And his
he's got
proper
some
12.
pubs. He's looking to buy more apparently around around Ireland to increase his chain of pubs.
Oh, that would make sense.
I heard a rumor he was also looking to get United. By United.
Oh, he doesn't have
He
that
doesn't
kind of
have
money.
that kind of money.
Yeah,
no.
I know he does. I can't remember where he's like, yeah, I'm gonna put some money in there. I was like, he's not. Doesn't. No.
Because honestly, like, he was, I wouldn't say he is anymore, but he 100% was the biggest asset that UFC had for a while. Like, he put that sport on the map.
He was great for marketing for a while.
Oh,
before he-
100%. Like, he was marketing in the UFC back when he had his run where he went undefeated for 15 fights. Obviously, most of them were before he joined the UFC. But that original run up until the 10-second KO of Jose Aldo was like one of the biggest like sporting events in Irish history.
I
that
feel like he was
6 or 7
definitely
fight run.
instrumental in making UFC a household.
Oh no,
name.
yeah, 100%. Without him, the UFC is still a minority sport.
Yeah.
Like he is like he kind of did for that what the likes of Tiger Woods did for golf, or even what Federer did for tennis. They made the sport very known just because of his antics. So I
Yeah.
think like no matter how much in the UFC certain people do hate him for it, he like you can't hate him for what he did. He like you just remember that fight before he fought Aldo. The mental torture he put that man through was insane. Great fun to watch, though. I thought it was.
In a way,
Yeah.
he kind of reminds me a bit the mental side of Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, fair, very fair. Mahali loved a chat before a fight as well.
But
And,
you know what they say? You know what Jamie Vardy says? When you start chatting shit.
Give me that wicked.
Not that one. By the way,
Moves
I'm
like a
still-
butterfly, stings like when I pee.
I'm not gonna lie, guys. There was some in my fridge and I
I've actually
stuttered
never heard that
today.
one before.
I think that's a Simpsons joke. I could be wrong. I think I may have copied that from The Simpsons.
It's a
And we're trademarked.
And copyright. It's not like we're making money anyway.
yeah.
Wicked
Okay.
sponsorship. We're totally okay with a Wicked sponsorship.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I'd be down for any sponsorship. Julio's thongs for men. I'm down.
For that sweet comfort.
smooth, silky smooth.
It's like I'm wearing nothing at all.
Stop giving them
Right.
free advertising.
I don't even know if it's a real company.
I don't know either, but if it is,
I think that might be from Talladega Nights, Julio's Thongs for Men. I'm pretty sure that's one of his
I think it
sponsorships
is.
on that.
I think. Moving on. Actually, before we move on to the main story,
Yes.
just a quick shout out.
Mike, once
I
again,
feel
you're
that-
a fucking host. But anyway,
No, before we move on, just thought we
Okay.
should give
Okay.
Emmy Martinez. Just talk about him, and just the sudden rise of Emmy Martinez. The last year and a half. He was the Argentinian goalkeeper. He was at Arsenal for 8 years and hardly
Okay.
played, then came on
Yes.
because of a freak injury, and since then has not looked back.
Okay, I have heard of that Martinez, but I honestly had no idea who you're talking about.
Yeah.
So
He's
Fair
only
play,
played 8 games for Argentina, and he hero in the penalty shootout, the semi-finals,
oh fuck,
and now he's a Copa America winner.
fair play.
What a man.
He is a solid keeper, in fairness to him.
He
I
had
thought
a
Who
he
did
was-
great
you
season
say he
for
plays
Villa.
for now?
He's at
Aston Villa. And
Ah,
Arsenal shouldn't have gotten rid of him. I think he was much better than Leto.
He
Oh,
had an
Bernardo,
absolutely
fair.
incredible season this year.
Yeah.
Villa back in Premiership. I know were they in the Championship for a bit. I think no. Maybe?
They've been back up now for, I want to say,
2 years.
2
They
years.
this will be their 3rd year. Do you remember
Ah,
their first year? They survived. It was the whole goal incident. They survived because of the Sheffield ball didn't cross the net.
oh, the beach ball thing or something like
No.
that. Was it that one?
No, it was Sheffield United scored a goal, but the VAR equipment, not the VAR equipment, the goal line technology
Yes,
equipment
Didn't
wasn't
register it.
working
Couldn't
properly,
register it.
Oh,
even though it was in. And Villa survived because they got a
Absolute
point in that
joke.
game.
that's yeah, that's shocker. But
Who went down? Who was it that went down because of it? We're a great sports show. Can't even
Yeah,
remember.
we didn't
Alright,
really.
hold on,
yeah.
I've got the table here.
It wasn't this year. It was last year.
Yeah.
calm it down.
No, 2 years.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah. So, Mike, how's the weather? Well, I shouldn't
Oh,
look this up.
it's-
I'm
It
working
was
on
pretty
Bournemouth.
No,
Bournemouth
that's
and
what I'm
Bournemouth.
Oh shit, I'm
both went down
fucking
on
stalling.
It was.
Give me a
It was
chance.
Watford. It was Watford.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But wait, no, didn't because that was not that long ago. So is that after Watford had the greatest ending to a game ever in the
No,
championship final?
that's
Oh,
ages
yes,
ago.
that was
Keith.
Is that that
ages
long
ago.
ago?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
in my head, it's
well-
not that long ago.
No,
but then
That's
again,
about
my memory's
2012.
shocking.
That's about 8 years
Oh
ago.
my god, it is. No, it's like
Yeah,
2014.
It was 14-15 is when they got promoted. But actually,
So
no.
it was
it was
14, 15.
Was it?
I don't know.
Was that in the
2012.
playoffs,
It was 2012 because
Oh,
it was the
still-
same. It was the same as the Aguero. It was a playoff game. It was the semi-final of the
Is
playoff.
it the same one? Because Aguero won.
Vicarage.
2012, I remember
No,
that
because it was
much.
Vicarage Road, and then they went through on away goals. As far as I know.
Yeah, like they needed to score this. It wasn't just save the penalty; they needed to score, or wasn't on the away goals. Well, I still stake my claim at that being the most interesting 2 minutes of sports. That penalty save straight down the other end. I think that's the greatest moment in
I'm
sports.
I'm not gonna lie. I think the last 2 minutes of the game we watched, or last 2 minutes of TV we watched today, was pretty tense.
The penalty shootout was quite tense. Yeah, no,
Ugh.
that's very fair.
We'll get on to that later. 'Cause we have a lot
Yes,
to talk
yes.
about.
So, yes, before we get to any other news, we're good to go straight into it.
I'm going to go straight into it, Keane, as long as you want to go into it, as you
Yeah,
are
yes.
the host.
I'm comfortable now. Bushing,
Yes.
guess we had the most amazing start to the game. Well, not really amazing. It's amazing now looking back at it. At the time, not amazing. So we were talking about the game. Game was a minute old,
Yes.
and we had just started out our timing differences, so we
Right.
got on sync with each other.
Of course.
And Mike was talking about his fantasy. I forgot to do fantasy today,
What a fool.
so Mike now probably has overtaken me in the league. That's big,
That's
big deal.
huge. That's
Well,
huge.
then
By
as
the
we were
way.
talking about it, I was so irritated by that. I went on and I was like, oh, I have money on this game. I'm gonna go check what exactly has to happen for my Italy to win. Big Waller's Paddy that I'd put money on. And I open my phone, I'm going to, and it had England 1, Italy 0. And I was like, what? No, what? And I kept looking at my screen at the back of my phone. I was like, no, it's 0. What? No, what? And I kept doing this. Mike went, what? No, what? No. And then they scored, and we were like, oh.
Yes, about halfway through, I realized when Keane started saying that Harry Kane just played the two balls. I was like, "What? No, not now. It's only 2 minutes. No.
Yeah. I was convinced because they do get scores wrong occasionally. I was like, they just had the score wrong. They definitely haven't scored yet. And then we were like a minute and a half in, and I could see it was like 3 minutes in on their thing, and I was like, no.
That's
Wow.
unlucky. Quickest goal ever in a Euro final.
We had a fun start to him.
Honestly, worse.
Fair.
I could not have imagined that start. I was like, "Oh no." I honestly thought it'd be all right. Italy have the ball the entire half. I wouldn't be pressured.
Italy were very
To
poor
score.
in the first
Yeah.
half.
Oh, shocking.
They grew
I
into
like
it.
Italy. I don't think you can call them per. Like
I can.
England are just a hard team to
Yeah.
play against.
No,
No,
They
First
just
half, they
put
were.
so many people behind it that
Nah.
it's so
Yeah,
hard to
no,
break
Yeah,
it down.
England
They
at
did, like
the
I
start,
don't know
England at the start did exactly what they planned to do.
Yeah.
what they planned.
Get
to
a
do.
goal
Like,
on the
yeah,
counter and
like
just throw
after-
10 or 11 men behind the ball and hope for the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like after
Nah.
the game, I was listening
But
to the
nah,
RT
Italy
commentary
were
before
doing
this,
things
or the punditry, and they were giving out about them, saying that England should have come out, or on a 1-goal lead, you come out and you try to get a second, and I was like, no, that was never their game plan, and
Nah, I
Sorry.
understand that, but
why
at the
would they
same
change
time,
that?
yeah. But I understand when you're trying to defend, but not when it's 90 minutes still to play. All that defend, you do not want to give them all the ball. Just keep it playing as it is.
Like-
Control your game. They can't score if you have the ball.
Yeah,
Not
but
just
you're most
hoofing away.
vulnerable to attacking, so if you just sit back, like, that was their
But you
game
don't-
plan. I'm not saying it was a good game plan.
But you don't have to
It worked well
overcommit.
for
They
them,
they
but-
couldn't keep the ball. It was just Italy having it comfortably in England's half.
Yeah,
In
Yeah,
the
they-
second half, Italy
they
were-
did.
Italy
They
were-
like second
Yeah.
half was
First
very
half.
different.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
before we continue
When-
on the chat,
God,
anyway,
like
a hero emerged during that game for me and Keane. Giorgio Chiellini.
there was a certain point. Yeah, when they changed Giorgio Chiellini to be an advanced forward, a roaming
honest-
playmaker, as you would say.
Oh,
he was
unbelievable.
he was
passage of
instrumental.
play. He was just getting the ball
He
on the
just-
left wing
As
casually, and I'm like, I don't know why
he
he's
went
doing
full
this.
Leroy Jenkins.
I'm going rogue. England couldn't
Going
cope.
rogue.
He was absolutely.
Because I mean,
incredible, to
even
be
when you
fair.
look at the goal was all him. He took all the attention. They dragged
Yeah.
him down and get a penalty, and he took all the attention away.
Bonucci
It was,
followed that ball in like a striker, and he was the only player
Yeah.
to follow that ball in.
He did.
Like,
I was surprised to find out he wasn't a striker when I realized he was on my fantasy team as a centre back.
yeah.
One of like 4 players I had played.
You wouldn't realize
Yeah.
he's 34 and Chiellini's
Yeah, I w-
36.
like-
Like,
like,
that's insane.
I'd say that.
Age
I
is just a
think
number in Italy,
Shaw.
though.
Shaw took his goal very well as a left back.
He did.
It was a nice finish, to be fair
Yeah.
to him.
It was, yeah.
Unfortunately for Shaw, he had too much confidence that in the second half when he attempted it again.
He attempted another
For
shot,
farther
not
out.
successful. I mean, I don't blame him. He checked, he man's on fire. He has to go for them.
But once again, the Gareth Southgate substitutions, he brought on a Henderson and it took him off.
They
towards
took him
the
off.
end.
Let's
I
not forget
understand
that he
for-
brought on Sancho and Rashford specifically to
Yes,
take
to
penalties.
take
Yes.
penalties.
They both missed a penalty.
Interesting thought. So, from 19th minute on, once extra time started, was he just holding on to those subs for penalties? He was
Yes.
never.
Oh, yes,
No,
definitely.
yeah, no.
Correct or incorrect? Would you have
No,
liked
I
to see him
would
make
think
earlier
that's-
changes to
I
try
think
to
it should have
affect
been
the game?
earlier changes. I think
Uh,
even bringing those two on earlier
Yeah.
would have been better because it's so difficult to come on with 1 minute left, get
Like-
a
Just
for
take
the
a
ball,
penalty.
and then
Yeah,
just take a
that's
penalty.
true.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
pressure.
yeah,
Oh,
get,
it's
get,
so
get
much
them some
pressure.
touches. You want to get them some start comfortable on the pitch. It's not,
Yeah.
all right, I have this is my first touch
I
of the
would-
ball.
Yeah, your first touch of the ball is a penalty to keep your team in it in the European Championship final.
That was a
Yeah.
dodgy move making those two changes at
I thought
on
so.
an Italian corner as well. Like you,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
bring
Particularly when they
off
took off
Kyle
Kyle Walker. Yeah,
and then you
like
put-
obviously they wouldn't have taken him off before that if they were
Rashford at
putting
right
those two
back
on.
for a few minutes. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it seemed insane.
Oh
to
yeah.
me.
Yeah, that was. I
I
was
was-
genuinely convinced that they were going to get punished for that. Like
I
super
was
convinced.
saying there thinking with a minute to go, you know when you saw Rashford and Sancho on the pitch with a minute to go, if I was Mancini, I'd be instructing my players keep ball, don't kick it out.
Yeah, just
don't
hold
let
for
them
the
make the
minute
sub.
so they can't make the subs.
I'm pretty sure they can't make the sub once the whistle
No,
goes.
once the whistle goes,
No,
you
once the
can't.
whistle's gone, you can't make
Yeah,
it.
Yeah,
so if you
so
just hold it for a minute.
if they held the ball, it's like, no, kick it out.
No, that would have been yeah.
Do we
And-
talk about the Chiellini chop block? Well,
Yeah,
yank back.
Chiellini and
Oh,
the
Knew
I would
exactly
say
what he was doing.
I would say like touch and go. It's one of those 50-50 challenges. Some are given, some aren't. You know.
Now, I know the commentary were saying, is it a possible red card because he was true on goal, even though it's the halfway line.
No,
That was
no,
No, but
never
the-
going to be a red card.
no.
I,
He
I understand
fully
it's
knew what
not
he
a
was
red,
doing.
but the fact that it was a full yank, and if the pictures don't do it any justice when you see it
No,
back.
no.
That's the
yeah.
definition of, all right, I'll take a yellow card here. Cynical
Yeah.
foul.
Yeah.
Take
Some
one
say
for the team.
some say that's why Saka missed his penalty. He was afraid Chiellini was getting yanked at the start of the
He
movement.
can still feel his hand on his neck.
Ocean, I'm going to expose Mike here. He said that earlier and immediately went, oh, fuck, wait for the podcast.
Of course he did.
I wouldn't have brought this up, but he's been a prick, so I'll bring it up.
All right,
Ah,
Keane.
absolutely incredible.
You brought up your opening in the podcast as well.
I did, just
Practicing.
because I wanted to go over it with you and see if Ocean would demand a retake or if he'd push through it. Fair, Ocean,
Oh,
you push through
I
it.
gotta push through. I'm a professional about these things.
You are not.
Close enough. I
I've actually just not told you, but I've not been recording for the last half hour just because of that. Yeah, we've just been talking into
That's
nothingness.
this is spiteful. This I wouldn't put it past you. I hope you.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I have been.
Punch that fish.
So
Yeah, I was no just that pullback was amazing. Like
it was.
because he got punished. He could have made that so much easier. Just put the
Ah.
ball out, just hash it away, and he tried to get smart. And honestly, I genuinely think that the best forward England had, the best attacking player was Saka. He
I
didn't
thought
have
he was
long, but
fantastic.
he
had a very good game.
it may have been just that Chiellini was tired from all
Yeah.
his advanced runs
And the fact that he's 36.
and that
Yes.
too.
Uh,
But he looked very, very
yeah.
good when he came on.
I'll tell you who I thought was man of the match. I thought Chesney was by far the best
Oh,
player
he
before he got
was
injured.
Chaser was,
He was-
absolutely
yeah.
incredible. And he was
That
such a huge loss when he had to go off.
Yeah,
Yeah. Mike went full tell me it's a cramp when he came off.
yeah.
And then he came back on and we were like, it's a cramp, and then it wasn't a cramp.
Yeah, I was just. It didn't look good. I was so upset. Mainly, I did have him in my fantasy, but I was like, he was our beaming hope at that stage
Oh, he was.
for an Italy
Yeah.
win.
He was, yeah. Can I just point this out? I want this to be maybe not a regular segment, but people caught in the act. We've already talked about Ciro Immobile caught in the act. Harry, my fucking Guire.
Oh,
Mate,
with the-
his
when he
leg is
held
never
his
going to
face.
reach your face.
Yeah,
You're like
Oh,
6'6". Oh my god.
pretty
Like,
sure
I
the
don't know
foot didn't even
what he
reach
was
my
doing.
head.
His
Yeah.
foot was nowhere near his face.
Not even close.
It's like,
And
let me
he's just going down holding his
let me
head.
just
and you're
hold
like,
my face for a few minutes.
yeah.
But is it the linesman's fault as well? The lineman staring
like,
right at it?
yeah, like the linesman, he played it
And
well.
waving
but
the
yeah,
flag.
the linesman should see that he came nowhere near it. But
Okay.
it was.
I believe when Keane, when Italy scored, you called Chiellini something. What did you call him again?
Oh, the
he
Italian
screamed.
Goran Panda.
What a man.
He is
He is,
Mr.
though.
Italia.
He is Mr. Italia. Me and Mike then proceeded to try and sing the Italian national anthem.
Oh, butchered
well,
it.
did that
We're
go
not
well?
repeating it.
Give us
Yeah.
yeah.
We
give
got
us
like a
go.
line.
It was just an audition for the show.
fuck.
Go on, work
Well,
away.
see. I don't know. We need the mode. We need the passion to be, bring us in.
Yeah,
You're
it
gonna-
was a moment kind of thing. Oh,
Hey,
you,
you're
would-
gonna
you would
s-
have been in on if you
Yeah.
went to the watch party, Mister. I have a family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me for wanting to spend time with my family and watching them lose.
Bonding experience for all. Oh, did you hear what I think the Northern Irish, a former MVP from Northern Ireland, said about the Italy-Spain game?
No.
Giving out
No.
shit that there's no Spanish players were singing their national anthem.
Really?
See, yeah, but there's a reason for that.
Or it's so Catalonian.
No, it has no words apparently.
Yeah.
Ah,
Like,
Just no words. Can't sing along. There's no words.
absolute moron.
ah.
But yeah, I
But,
don't know how some people come out with this kind of things.
So, actually, I know we were joking with you on the text when the penalties came up, or coming to penalties.
I know.
Would you have been
yeah.
happy if Italy scored
I
before
would have been. I
penalties,
would have been
or
more
would you
than
have been
happy.
fuming?
I would have been more than happy if Italy
Yeah, you
scored
have to
before
take that one.
penalties. I love a
Yeah.
good penalty shootout, but not when I'm actually properly up for a team.
When it's one of the teams you care about actually winning. Yeah, no.
'Cause
I
then
think-
it just hurts even
yeah.
more.
It was one of those. That's one of the few games where I genuinely only wanted one team to win, and it was just that team. All I
Yeah.
wanted to win. Nothing else mattered.
Oh, I was just what? Can I point out? I'd like to give a big clap. Jordan Pickford made a first diving save in that game, all tournament. He got down well for a
Not bad.
shot from I can't remember who it was, somebody from like the edge of the box.
It was a
It was a
really
good
nice
stop.
shot.
Very
I
good
think
shot.
it was
Very
Yeah.
nice stop.
Chiesa's shot, though, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Could probably was because he
was,
was still on
yeah,
around there,
really
and
nice shot.
I was applauding Jordan Pickford for moving. That was nice. And oh
Did you
my
see,
god, the time.
Chiesa's earlier shot though, where that
Which
just
was the earlier
barely
one?
went wide, and Pickford
Yeah.
was on
Yes.
his knees before it even got to him, and I was like,
Yes.
he just was like, nah, I'm not gonna bother.
And then there was he? No, he was the one who had like the half volley that got blocked.
I believe he was as
Ah,
well.
was
Actually,
he?
was that not
Maybe.
Immobile's only bit of action?
possibly. I can't remember.
Possibly,
fully who
yeah.
it was, but
Yeah.
it just goes to show how good a game Chiesa had.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was truly phenomenal. But I was so annoyed when Jordan Pickford tried to pull a fake kick out, not a fake kick out, but the ball played back to him, and he pretended to kick it, and the Italian nearly
yeah.
didn't fall for it, and I wanted him to be dead at that point. Like I was like, no, Pickford, just
Not
just accept
dead,
it.
but you know.
Not dead, but like
Yeah, just we need to
Pickford
express
just
that.
accept it.
No death
You've
threats.
been beaten. The Italians deserved the goal, and that he just about got it off. And like,
find-
I don't know when goalkeepers fake them. I'm like, there's no reason to. It never goes well for you.
No.
It can only go bad.
I find
Unless they're just
Pickford
really
never
unconfident.
looks comfortable either.
No, he did not. Like, to be fair, he made some good saves in the penalties as well.
Yeah,
But
we gotta give him. He
like-
made some good saves in the past.
I don't- I don't know how you can be an English fan and not clench every time Pickford does anything.
Yeah,
I
no.
clench for him, and I hate England. So
But yeah, watching that game, there was just moments where me and you were just laughing, going, and we're reminded Pickford's in net.
yeah, like I swear, I think that was the worst part. If they had won with Pickford in net, that's the worst part.
I felt sorry for his little legs, couldn't hold the one down the middle.
Oh my god, yeah.
Ah,
I did.
speaking
I
of
did.
Italian penalties, they gave us a heart attack.
Yeah, I may have kept screaming "Stop being Italian" when they kept doing Italian things during the penalties.
Seems
You
fair.
did.
Jorginho's
Yeah.
penalty was absolutely shocking.
Yeah, wasn't it? It was a
It
terrible
was.
penalty.
It was one of those. It's like I know you do the hop, but not when you have a chance to win a tournament. Don't do it there. Just
Oh.
focus on the kick.
Yeah, so multiple times we had issues where my stream would buffer and then we'd have to realign. This happened after extra time.
I forgot.
And- Obviously, there's no more time, and then so I went like back to live, and we were like, "Oh, okay, we should be fairly similar now." Started celebrating, but it's like, yeah, he's still on the warm up. How far or the walk up? How far ahead of me are you?
Yeah, he's just walking my
God's
stream.
sake.
The guy's just walking, and I just hear King go, "Get in there!" And I'm like, "What? He's just walking. He's in goal." He goes, "Oh, how far ahead of him?
Yeah.
Hasn't hit
the-
it yet."
Then we had to gauge it. I was like, the penalty score box comes up and said that all the penalties have been taken. I was like, okay, positive that just went away. And Mike's like, okay, I got it. It's up, and go. So we had very little issues after that, but yeah,
Also,
would have buffered that.
This
was
is
like,
the
"There's
first
no
time
clock."
ever. Harry Maguire's penalty. Did he break the camera? I've never think I've
Yes,
seen
he
that
did,
in any
yeah.
other game.
He
I thought
he
it was
broke the
funny.
camera, so nobody else could kick it up there because there was no more camera. I believe UEFA are now suing Harry
That's it.
Maguire.
Them the
He's-
referee told every player as he walked
That's
up,
it.
you're not allowed to go for that corner. The camera's
Yeah.
broken. We can't get
The
that.
camera's broken. Can't get the
He's
funny
he's
shots.
put the trademark on top bins.
Top cams.
Top
or a cam
cams.
smasher. A top bins is now a cam smasher. That's just
That's
how it
it.
is.
It's Harry Maguire's. You just did a Harry Maguire.
To be fair, Harry Maguire's may have been the best penalty, and that's surprising.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. I was surprised at Saka taking the fifth one, to be honest, and I felt
I
sorry
was
for him
shocked.
when he missed it.
I-
I was
yeah.
shocked. Harry Kane taking the first. That was a shock for me. Surely he was thinking to himself, "Let me go fifth. I could be the England hero."
Like
Yeah, but
maybe a little bit.
There's not a
but
100% chance you get
Yeah.
to fifth.
No,
That's
there's
true.
two things. You have two important penalty takers. One goes 1, one goes 5. They're your two best, and I was surprised that
Yeah.
Saka did.
I
That's why I
was
don't.
surprised
That's why
that-
I understand Kane going first is to
Yeah.
settle the nerves.
Yeah.
I was surprised that neither Sterling nor Grealish seemed to step up to take one.
Now, is that because Grealish it was a bit lingering with the stamp?
The stamp on the knee.
Do
Yeah,
you think
that
it was a red card? That was a huge thing. I don't think it was red.
I don't think it was red. There was no maliciousness in it.
Nah.
He
I
kind
could
of-
see it given as red, but like Mike said this during the time, the entire reason it happened was because Grealish slid in super early, and there was
Yeah.
not much he could do about it. He still had
Yeah.
the right to go for the ball. The ball was there.
Yeah, if
Like-
Grealish doesn't slide, it's not a stamp.
Yeah,
It was a bit unlucky that his foot slid off the ball and
Yeah.
onto Grealish's
Oh
knee.
yeah, like yeah. Like,
But
no,
I could
I'd
see
say that
why you could argue
it was a
it
red.
being a red because
Yeah.
he did kind
True,
of go in with
true.
his studs.
Weirdly enough, right after this, me and Mike were talking about this. So he went down. They both get treatment, but Grealish stayed on, and whoever it was who fouled
Yeah,
him had to
Jorginho
go
had
off.
to
Jorginho
wait.
had to
I
go off.
was talking about this at the time as well. It's like insane because Grealish should have had to go off because he got treatment.
Because he had treatment. Yeah.
Yeah,
So both teams should have been down to 10 men for that free kick, but instead England
Unless-
had the
yeah.
advantage.
Yeah. Mate, no, because I was looking at it,
Yeah,
I
it
was
was
looking
weird.
like,
Unless-
Grealish is clearly unmarked here. If this goes in, it's just, what's going on? Why is Jorginho not allowed? And Jorginho was
Unless
saying
it's
it.
like-
You can see on the touchline, he's
Yeah,
arguing with the
Jorginho
referee,
Yeah.
tried
let
to
me
stay
on.
on and was told to get off, and Grealish was allowed to
it
stay
may have something to do with if Grealish got up first. Maybe it's whoever's down the longest
No,
who just has to go off.
It's, no,
I
the
don't
rule
think
is
so. The
if
rule is if you
there's
get treatment,
you
you should
receive,
have
yeah,
to go
if
off.
you
That's
get
what I
treatment,
thought.
you
An
have to go off.
Exception made for keepers, obviously, but other than that,
Oh yeah.
like both
And
players should have
shoot.
had to go off.
The ref was
Yeah.
fairly lenient with some of those tackles, I thought,
Like
for
I-
both
I thought
sides.
the ref-
Yeah, I thought so too. to be
he was
honest.
fairly all right. He was. Like,
Yeah, I thought he had a
Overall,
decent
he had a
game,
good game,
but
I thought, yeah, but he
was
did let
just
a couple of things go.
lenient.
He did.
Yeah,
There was a couple of times
Yeah.
Sterling looked like he might have been fouled, and the ref was like, "Nah." And I was wondering if his dive against Denmark kind of played against.
I
him
think
this
it
game.
did because you could
100%.
see
100%.
there were times he wasn't even trying to dive. I was like, he's going down. Oh, he wasn't going down as much, so something must
Yeah.
have been said.
Yeah,
There was at one point where very late in the game where he was in the box with Chiellini covering him, and Chiellini gave him a hard hit, and I was like, all right, Sterling's going down. Let's see what happens. But he did stay up, and then Chiellini won the ball and cleared it. But I was convinced
That's
Sterling
it.
was going down there.
Chile
Also-
had an absolutely incredible game.
He did.
Yeah.
I
Also,
believe they gave man of the match to Bonucci though.
did they?
I think so.
I didn't see who got man of the match.
I'll
but,
look it up. I'll look it
Maybe
up.
Me,
double
me, and
Yeah,
me and Keaner.
Bonucci
You,
named man
you've
of the
heard of?
match.
He did get the goal, I guess.
Fair. It's an
Um,
easy one.
we were talking about half and half scarf. You know, when they're half and half scarves are a thing.
Yeah,
We're getting half and half jersey. Chiellini on the Donnarumma on the front, Chiellini in the back.
Yes.
absolutely incredible.
We haven't talked about Donnarumma at all, and I think
No.
we
We
need
haven't.
to
He
talk
was
about.
We do.
absolutely incredible.
He was. He couldn't do anything about the first goal, but he was very solid after that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought he made some good penalty saves as well.
He did. And there was that one where he nearly got punished. The one that hit was it John Stones' fringe that he came for, and Stones
And-
got to it
Yeah.
first.
Ooh,
That
was
he
a
nearly
close
got
one.
hard punished. But
Hard.
thankfully he didn't put the jet in today. So was it
That's it.
Stones?
wasn't rock hard hair.
Yeah, you know. My rock hard brain.
It's supposed to be soft.
That sounds worse. Hopefully we're not big enough for any
Did ya?
of these TV
I
shows
think-
and movies to.
I
Trademark.
think we'll be
Yeah.
okay.
I think we're fine.
To be fair, the only trademark we gotta worry about is the good, the bad, and the rugby by Mike Tyndall.
That's different. That is completely
Very
different.
different.
Big shout out to any
If we're
fans
gonna-
who are here by accident, but very different.
We will talk
If we're
about
gonna
rugby
worry
at some
about that,
point.
you have to worry about everything that has the good and the bad in it.
Yeah, like
That's
yeah,
true.
no. But yeah,
Well.
no, we're very, very different shows.
Yeah, Donnarumma got player of the tournament. I cannot remember a keeper
yeah.
getting it a player of the tournament before.
I feel
Any
like
views?
I feel like
you can't-
Casillas got one when Spain were really good. I feel like maybe Euro 2008 or something.
I can't
That-
remember, but I
that
definitely
would-
think he deserved it.
Yeah, no, he
Yeah.
was good. Like there wasn't many things that you could criticize him for.
Yeah, he had some
I don't think I'll
fantastic
turn it.
games.
Okay, hang on. Let's have a look at Iker Casillas. I could be completely wrong about this, but I'm genuinely curious now.
Alright. News just broke there. Young Player of
Oh,
the Year was announced. Who do you
well,
think it
we've
was?
never done this. Mike's going off script. What the
I
fuck's
know.
going on?
I know, just breaking news. They announced the Young
Classic
Player of the
Mike
tournament.
thinks he's the
Yeah,
thinks he's the host again.
Yeah, fucking.
That's it. Any guesses?
We
Oh,
agreed
no,
after
yeah.
last week, Mike, you're not allowed to host anymore.
Oh, we did. All right, Mike. As host, I permit you grant of access to. I don't know. Talk about whatever it is. While I
No,
look this up.
Pedri for Spain was
Oh,
announced Young Player of the tournament.
He did play well, to be fair.
fair. Yeah.
What's
If
the cutoff
Saka,
for young player in the tournament?
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
say
22?
23.
I feel like it's 22.
It could be 20, 21, 22. Yeah, that's
It's interesting.
not
If
bad.
Saka scores the penalty, I think he'd get it
No, I don't
because
think
he had a good. He had a good tournament.
he had a good tournament, but I think Pedri had a better tournament.
I don't feel like I can comment on this.
Pedri, I think, had some really good games for Spain.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm going to have a look here. Also, I don't think I think Pedri played more than
Yeah, Saka. Well, I know
Saka
he came on.
played.
He came on. No, he started the semis, didn't he? But he came on today.
He came on today. He started the 16. He started the Czech Republic game, round the 16, the Ukraine game. I think he played the Ukraine game.
All right,
Maybe,
all
I
right,
don't
Started
remember.
all right.
this.
So
Hang on.
he was benched against Croatia, didn't play.
Hit him with the stats.
Yeah,
He
Hit me with
wasn't in the
stats.
squad for Scotland.
Scotland.
He
Wait.
s-
Okay, we'll circle back to this. Keep going.
okay. He started,
Yeah, against Czech Republic.
yes, and came off, and then I think he started the other three.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Germany,
makes sense.
Denmark, and
Ukraine. Germany, Ukraine, Denmark.
no, he didn't play at all in the Ukraine game.
You
wasn't on
didn't play
the,
Ukraine?
No, he wasn't on in the squad. So he took part in 4 games.
Okay.
Which is fair.
Yeah, started 3, took part in 4. Whereas Pedri, it's going to take me a moment. Keane, what were you going to say?
Yeah, go on,
Oh.
Keith.
Yeah, I was like, wait. Did they not bring everyone to every game? Is there like a cutoff?
They have a squad of 25, but I think it's what? Squad of 18?
I thought
Wait,
that they were
match
allowed
day
to bring
squad.
everyone. Yeah,
I think it's
like,
a match day
definitely-
squad.
Definitely used to have everyone on match day squad.
Yeah.
Okay, so right, quick maths here. Players must be born on or after 1st January 1998 to be eligible for that award.
Okay, fair.
So that would be 23.
1st of January 1998 is close
2 years younger than us, Shane.
Yeah,
enough.
23.
Jesus Christ.
That's actually impressive then that was won by an 18-year-old because he'd still be good for 4 years from now.
Yeah.
To be fair to
Well,
him, he did play 6, start 6, and like played quite well in most of them, I think.
Had like a bigger run in
Except
their
for
team.
obviously the Croatia game where he scored no goal. But that's
well,
Except
that
for-
was
we're not talking about
that
that.
own goal wasn't his fault though. We all agree that was Simon with the back pass.
yeah, no, 100%. That
Oh,
was
yes.
Simon. That was
Yes,
an absolute
Pedri has-
shocking.
Oh my god. Paki Bonner is one of UEFA's technical observers. And Robbie Keane. There's only about 12 people.
What a
That's a
time
key.
to be
Always trying to
alive.
get a Donegal shout out.
Yeah, why not? I gave Robbie Keane a shout out, didn't I?
He's the host. He's allowed. The
No,
show
Paki
goes
Bonner,
where he wants
such
it to
a
go.
Yeah. Oh, we could. So Donegal had a big win today against Derry. Thoughts?
What was the score?
It was a very tight game. They won by a point. They probably should have lost. Derry played very well. They were down. Donegal were down twice by like 4 points, and came back. Like, yeah, Derry should have won, but Donegal had a very strong last 10-15 minutes to squeak it out. So that was nice. I'll update you next week when I play Tyrone, and we'll see how that goes.
Cheers.
I look forward to this segment.
We're gonna have some issue next week. We don't have Euros to discuss. We're just gonna have to find some other filler things to talk about. But
We'll
And
And
figure
do
it
our
out.
research again.
Oh,
Yeah, I have to do
Sorry.
research.
I haven't
things.
researched anything in 2 weeks. I don't want to start now.
That's it. I'm
Oh.
gonna start. Oh,
I was just thinking, weird rules on the penalty shootout. 2 coin flips. Didn't like that. I think
yeah.
1 coin flip is best.
I did notice that. It used to be 1 coin flip.
100% used to be 1 coin flip.
Yeah, they took it away. I noticed that they didn't let players choose which end they wanted.
No,
to,
they just
they
just flip a
went
coin
this
for
side
that.
heads, this side
But-
tails.
That's
Weird.
stupid.
Yeah.
Because it used to be, alright, you get the choice of which end you hit, or you get to choose who goes first or second. Not a, it's gonna be in this and you're going second. Deal
Yeah.
with it.
Like I feel like that like 50% of the time means somebody gets both.
Yeah.
Either going first or going whichever one they want. Plus
Well, it's
their
not
end.
25% chance.
No, because of it doesn't matter which end, and it's a 50-50 coin on the flip. So you've got 2 ends, which would be good, and 1 end, which is one of each. Maths.
I stopped
Pretty-
listening there. Sorry, I zoned out.
That's it.
As
So
soon
yeah,
as
so
you started trying to figure out the probabilities, I was like, I don't.
So it's because you have 2 teams, both of which have a good end,
yes.
both of which have 1 good end. That's 4 outcomes. 2 of the outcomes
Yes.
are that team gets like
Only one of the outcomes.
penalty shootout and the good end. I think.
Ah, yeah, it's 25%, is it? Because it's 2 50-50s, but it's
No. Yes,
25.
yes, but it's 2 50-50s to say that the home team always gets it. But because
Ah, yeah.
the end
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
matter,
losing me.
the end
you're-
doesn't
you're
matter.
losing me
You
here
can
on the
have it on
maths.
either end.
I still
It's
think
just the
it's-
other coin flip that matters.
This
Yeah, 'cause
isn't
they're
a
not
maths
four-
podcast. Let's,
Okay, Mike.
let's
Yes.
move along.
There's 4 outcomes. 2 of those outcomes have the same team choosing the penalties and getting their side advantage.
Yes.
That's why it's 50%.
No,
of the
you're
time.
counting. Sorry. I see where you're getting with. You're going 50-watt chooses rather than, I think it's 25 for one team. Yes, I get you.
Well, yeah,
get
because
you.
it's
Yeah,
it's
Yeah, I get you.
100%. I think I'm right.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I do work in stats apparently.
Look, what matters is we don't know if either of you are right. And we'll move on.
Well,
You
that's
can
it.
both
Welcome-
pretend you're right. It's fine.
No.
If
we
anyone
figured it
if
out.
anyone has the match,
Oh,
drop it
God
down in the
damn it.
comments. I think it's
Shout
fine.
out,
Could be
please.
arsed. I'm going to try figure it out during the week, but we'll see.
No, 100% I'm right. It's a
No,
50. It's
he's
50% of
right.
the time.
You're probably right, but I just wasn't listening.
That's very fair. I respect that. Some would call you really unprofessional, but I respect that.
Yeah, exactly.
And he will get a
professional about
spiteful
something.
That's it. And Keen, that person will be blocked from the channel because of spite. And you're blocked.
Uh,
Bad.
I think we'll get to at least 10 or 15 episodes before it's just Ushin because we've annoyed him that much.
I'm surprised I made it to episode 3.
Yeah, I know. Oh, this is one thing I was watching or thinking about while me and Mike were having our watch party. Next year, for I think the World Cup, hopefully we can have live watch parties. And this could be live while watching the World Cup.
The dream.
Oh,
That would
You
be the
mean-
dream.
after we sell out and have our office.
Yep, completely. And then even then, still Ushin is still watch from his
Parents'
home with his
house.
dad.
Sorry.
I mean, special
it's
guest
just a good in
Tony
the mic. Why have watch party live?
featuring the bad and
I'll
Tony.
be in the stream chat.
Yeah. That was
How are you gonna? One of you is gonna have to figure out how to use this recording software. Then.
I feel like at that point one of us will.
To
No,
be
we'll
honest,
get
it's
the-
super
sorry,
easy.
we'll-
So
we'll get our
you don't
intern.
even need me.
Yeah, we'll get our
Well,
unpaid intern to do it.
Yeah, we'll get Mitch, our unpaid intern Mitch, to do it.
Mitch. That man's gonna have so many jobs. Oh my.
Gonna need you to phone in my lines, Mitch.
That's. Oh wait, hang on. Hold the phone here.
Go on.
Why is Ronaldo the top scorer award? Did he not join with Schick?
It goes to
okay.
assists, and I think
It
he has
does.
5 goals, 1 assist.
He does.
Yeah.
What was this one? The header, the Jota header.
Yeah, that's Schick block anyway.
Yeah,
He was in my team of the group stages.
Patrick
Fair
Schick.
play.
No, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah, I thought you talked shit as well. Yeah, not many of them came out looking too hot.
Nope.
Nah. Did
That's why you
anyone?
pick players who lose in the group
No,
stages,
no.
so they can't go
We
on
had
to
a
it.
few.
Been a few
Technically, we
Italians.
had Spinazzola was in it, but he just did his excruciate.
Yeah,
That's very
fair.
fair. I feel like we had more Italian defenders than just him. None of us picked Donnarumma.
No, I had Kieran. He should have been in the final if it wasn't for a questionable penalty call.
I
I had a play.
Hang on, let me see if I can find this. I definitely did have.
You had Benucci.
That's yeah, okay, yep,
the
I'm
goal
a god.
scorer for
Definitely was the best one.
Man, the match. Yeah, he's probably the best. Fair play, kid.
I mean, none of the rest of my team kind of did too well.
Hey, yeah, John Stones.
John Stones. Oh,
Yeah.
get in.
At
Yeah,
Hoiberg,
yeah,
who nearly
Højbjerg.
made it.
He's all right. Yeah, and then
Who did you have
Danny
up front?
Ward.
Again? I forget. Who... Oh, we don't talk about that.
yeah, that didn't age too well. Still, though, group stages, he was phenomenal.
He
think.
was. That is true. That's
Yeah,
why he was in my
conceded
team
four.
too.
I conceded 4
Yeah,
goals. Was
wasn't
it?
in the group stages though.
He wasn't in fucking group stages. Lukaku, did he score in the game there?
Oh,
He scored after that, didn't he?
He
No,
was
I
disappointing
think
after that. I don't
I
think he did.
think
Yeah.
he.
No,
I put him down at the peak that group stages.
That's very fair. I feel like.
Who knocked out the?
Italy not.
Mike had Giro
Yes.
Immobile. That's why he didn't score after game 2.
I had
Yeah.
Immobile as well.
Mike also had Bonucci. Fuck.
Yeah, on the team of the year.
Yeah, team of the group stages.
Did I have Benucci?
You had Bonucci, Locatelli, Immobile,
Yes.
and Spinazzola. And
Thanks,
Denzel
Artie.
Dumfries.
We don't talk
And-
about Denzel.
And potentially Emil Forsberg, although he doesn't play there.
Potential.
Emil
Lukaku, by the
Forsberg
way,
playing out it.
Lukaku
Yeah.
did score after the group stages because he scored the penalty against Italy.
I'll take that.
Right.
Oshin, do
Yeah.
you want to talk about your heartbreaker? Not heartbreaker, but your, let's say, heart palpitations to do with Roland Salai, your Hungary selection in the team of the group stages?
What?
I can only briefly remember it, so no.
yeah.
What happened here?
I saw his name somewhere. I can't, what was it, kid?
It was some kind of report on worst players in the group stages,
Yes,
wasn't it?
that's exactly what it was. And it had Zalai from Hungary, the Hungarian defender, I believe it was. But his
Yeah.
name is Szalai, and it wasn't the Zalai that I chose.
Ah.
Mike, he thought for a second that he had picked one of the worst players.
I mean, I'm gonna say that it's 100% he did, and we now all know.
No,
I mean, I'm good
it's
with
a
that.
different player.
Please tell me it was Goran Pandev in that worst 11.
How could he possibly be in that?
He was
Man
not.
was phenomenal.
He was not in that because he was in the best players from the group stages, obviously. Else he wouldn't have made it into any of our team of the group stages.
He only made it to one, and it was a silly reason.
It was a great reason.
Phenomenal reason.
They scored
played-
another goal. They scored another goal in the group stages. You don't count that guy.
No,
Can't even name him.
I have no idea who it was. Don't really care. But I made my points, and I feel like they were accurate.
They were
I
pretty
feel like he
solid.
did phenomenally to score. Was it an easy tap in? Maybe. Was he there? Yes. Is he playing for the worst team by far? Yes. But against good teams? Kind of. So I feel like that
Justifies.
set justifies it, yeah. Oh, I did just think of something that came up, but it'll come back to me. Although I have
Oh.
just been looking at the previous European Championship top scorers. Milan Baros won it in
Yeah.
2004.
Man.
Yeah, that's it.
Czech
I
Republic
love him.
semi-finals, was
I
it?
have no idea. Can't.
Think
Maybe.
yes,
Yeah,
they lost to Greece, in
Yes.
which is the funniest. I think it's the only time.
Holy
Silver
fuck! He
go-
still plays.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yes. For a team who do not have a Wikipedia page, so
Oh my
probably not
God.
at a very high level, but technically still plays.
Gibber Cisse still
But,
plays, I think. I think he came out
yes.
of retirement recently.
But yeah, the Czech Republic 2004, I believe. I think it is the only time silver goal actually came into effect.
Oh yes, you're telling me about this.
And
Go on, Mike.
it's a funny one. So Greece scored with I think 30 seconds left of it. Not even 30 seconds, maybe 10 seconds left in the first half of extra time. But because silver goal, it was effectively the last kick of the game, and Greece won and went straight to the final.
Gives no care. So just having a look. Oh
Corner
fuck, I've
kick.
gone past
I
it.
believe it's the only time silver goal was actually
Yeah.
implemented. They said, nope,
101,
get rid of that rule.
105 plus one. Greece scored. Delas scored against Czech Republic.
I like that Barros in 2020 announced that he would retire from professional football due to persistent injuries. So now he just plays for some team at amateur level.
That makes so much sense. I should have looked into that more. I just looked at his Wikipedia and went, oh my god, technically still plays.
Sorry,
Big fan of that. Thank you. Thank you. Did you get your laptop out in the end?
No, I'm just using my PC, and I'm hoping that OBS just stays on the one screen that it's supposed to.
Oh my god. Yeah, we'll have to double check on that.
Here comes the text tomorrow morning.
Currently plays for Panathinaikos Chicago in the National Premier Soccer League.
Oh, I did read about that in the NASL. Yeah. That's weird, but fair.
If you think that's weird, if Grealish and Rice were both playing for Ireland, they'd be celebrating right now.
No, they probably wouldn't be.
Declan Rice 100% would be.
I mean, I was reading about these lately, and I kind of hate Declan Rice more than Jack Grealish.
Oh yeah, Grealish, I have no problems with. It's Rice is the one I'd have the problem with.
I'd have more, 100% more problems with. Which I think fair. It just annoys me more that his haircut is so stupid at the minute. Like Grealish's hair.
Yes.
Declan Rice's is just kind of
straight
even
back
all
and
right.
sides.
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a solid choice.
You don't have any
Front,
issues
back, and
with
sides.
that.
Take a bit off the top.
It's that haircut you can set your watch to situation.
I've been trying to tell Megan I could pull off the Grealish, but she won't let me have it.
Please
I've tried.
Try.
She's a no on it. Firm no.
Live your own life, Mike.
Yeah, fuck her. Come on out.
Today's you. Live your own life.
Yeah.
I feel though, as a 28-year-old, can I pull off the Grealish?
You won't know if you.
But he's about 28.
No, he's not.
No.
He's much older.
I'd say. Yeah, I wouldn't say much now. Come on,
25.
I'm that old.
Not much.
Yeah, that's.
Oh my god, this is also something I figured out and kind of scared me. Harry Kane is 2 months younger than me.
Really?
Yeah, he's 28 in like 10 days, 15 days.
You're so old.
I'm so old.
He is old.
That was, I don't know.
I think Neymar was the first player that made me realize how old I was. Because it used to be when you're at a certain age. Oh yeah, obviously he could do that. He's older than me. There's no one. I haven't seen anyone that's younger than me doing it. Neymar was the first, and I was like, okay, he's younger than me. Maybe I am good at football.
Definitely a shock to the system when players born in 2000 started making their debuts and started doing things. I was like, that's weird. That is weird.
I mean, Pedri's only 18, and he's won Young Player of the Year, Young Player of the Tournament. He was born 2002.
That's it. Give it time. He'll get his move to Swansea, and he'll never be seen off again.
That's kind of horrifying.
So now the Euros
Pedri
are
going
done.
to Swansea?
Pedri being born 2002.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, you already born in what, 96?
Yeah.
90s, yes.
Fair. Yeah, I've gotten used to it now. I'm okay with it.
What are we going to do now the Euros are gone? We moving straight to the Olympics? Olympic watch? Best 11 group stages. Best 11 from the first week of the Olympics. Can't wait. Like, there'd be no fans in the Olympics, which is a bit of a concern that I do have
gonna be really weird.
Half thing that they might pull it. Do you think they'll put in crowd noises for that, or will that fuck people up too much?
I mean,
they're putting crowd noises.
Is it going ahead? Because I heard
that Japan's in a state of emergency, so it's
have they not got another state of emergency?
The issue is though that if the Japanese government cancel it, then they're on the hook for the
All
entire
the
amount.
cost.
If the IOC cancel it, then they're on the hook for the entire amount. So it has to be a unanimous decision, but the Olympics Committee don't want to cancel it at all.
Obviously, yeah.
And so the Japanese government don't want to cancel it because they don't want to be on the hook for all that money. But
Yeah.
the people in Japan don't want it to go ahead because they're in a fucking state of emergency at the moment. It's
That's
a really
very,
weird
very fair.
situation.
I'd say we call that a weird situation. Like, I honestly cannot wait for it. I love the Olympics. And the fact that it's going to be on in Japan, which, as we found out during the Rugby World Cup, is not great time-wise for us. But we can make it work.
I could take or leave the Olympics, to be honest.
Yeah, it's
Love
only
it. Love
it's
it.
only certain events I'd watch.
But that's the
That
thing,
would be
is it's random fucking events all day, every day. And I love that. Like, I don't give a fuck about curling 3 years out of the 4. That 1 year when the Winter
that
Olympics is
one
on.
year.
Curling
that-
is
yeah,
the
But
best sport.
is curling not Winter Olympics rather
That-
than Olympics?
He did
Yes,
say
yeah,
Winter
but
Yeah,
that's-
he did.
I did. I was
Gotta
just,
learn to listen.
it's an analogy, you know what I mean?
Well, pick an Olympic sport then. We're talking about the Olympics.
It is an Olympic sport, you prick. It's just a Winter Olympics.
It's not in the Olympics. It's in the Winter Olympics. Separate
the same
tournament.
thing. Yeah, it is
Still an
separate. But it's still the
Olympics.
Olympics. We just don't care about it here because we don't have snow, really.
That doesn't stop Jamaica.
Spoilers for next week. I would. I love that.
What's
film.
the runtime for Cool Runnings?
1 hour
Hour
and
and a
30
half.
minutes. Just it's a Cool Runnings watch along.
Oh my god, I would do that.
Do you think
running.
he cheated?
Who cheated?
Not
Oh,
enough
100%
as well.
he cheated. Yeah, 1 hour 38. We could do that. You know, I'd say what 10, 15 minutes for credits at the end. So you know, an hour 20.
Easy.
You
Oh my
gotta
God,
watch
it's-
the credits.
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, is it
No, it
actually?
is.
I mean, we're nearly at that point anyway, given that we're
I know.
5 minutes into this one.
That's very fair. Oh god, I don't know.
Bolt's not in this Olympics, is he?
I have no idea. I actually have not checked. He'll be old enough now. I don't.
Sure, yeah, surely
Oh.
he's that. Oh,
He might be. I think I heard about him doing the
No.
Jamaican trials lately.
nah, because he's been at 3 Olympics already. Surely this is
How old is he now? He's only 34. Is he still
Diane
around?
for 100 meters
No,
sprint.
just say he's retired. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he probably isn't doing it.
Phelps is retired as well. He was another
Yeah, yeah.
Olympian I'd know the name of.
Just yeah. Is it only the very cream of the crop that you know of?
Yeah, just the ones people actually cared about. Mo Farah, I know he's out.
Oh, Bo Farah, yes.
He
What a
didn't make
man.
it.
Didn't get good until he was 32. Not saying anything about it, but he was shit till he was 32.
Just pointing
You
out.
still got
I
pointed out.
originally,
Yeah,
I,
just pointed out,
I
not
originally, I had the celebration the Mike bought for scoring goals, and he stole it from me. I'm
Did
pointing
you
that out there right
fuck?
now. The Mike bot was a thing. Didn't call bot. I just called
Pixar
it the
didn't
M.
have it. Pixar
It was
didn't
just
have
an M.
it.
It was just an M. I just wasn't underneath it.
No,
There.
okay, no. Are you saying that he can't steal from you what you stole from the YMCA?
That's a fair
Yeah, I
point.
stole from the
Don't
YMCA. Oh, I 100%. I know. I 100% stole it from village people. That's not the point.
Yeah, that's yeah. How dare they stole what I stole from somebody else?
How dare he makes money from something I stole from someone else?
Yeah. Oh god. No, I love the Olympics. Still, like, I
If
will always
anything-
remember the secret shame that we all share as Keans in 2004 when Keane O'Connor drugged his horse.
What a man.
What?
He was doing the.
That was a great 2 weeks to be a Keane, and then it went downhill very fast.
He wasn't doing dressage, was it?
No, show jumping.
Oh yes.
Who is the
Dressage
guy?
is such a
I
weird
do watch show
event.
jumping.
who-
Dressage is very weird.
There was one. Was it the marksman guy? It's the only funny Olympic story I've ever laughed at. It was. I think it was marksman,
Marksman.
or was it archery? The guy had
I
already
pushed
won.
in.
He already won the gold medal. He just had to take his final shot. If he missed it, he gets it. He still wins the gold medal because of points. But he missed it so badly, it hit another player's target, so he was disqualified
Wow.
on his final shot. And I was just like,
Oh, I did.
you
yeah.
could have hit it anywhere but there.
That's incredible.
That's very, very fair.
Is
I'll
it
look
this year
that
that
up.
skateboarding is an
That's
Olympic sport?
Oh my god,
yeah,
really?
it is weird. It's because they're trying to get more in touch with the youth. So they brought in
Didn't they bring
like
golf
that.
in?
Baseball's back. I'm actually quite intrigued by that. That should be
Didn't they bring golf in
golf.
20?
Yes,
What
that came
team
back
was
4 years ago. Coast is no, it's 2016. No,
it? was the
when's
Brazil
the
one.
Olympics supposed to be? That was
It's
2016.
16.
2016, yeah.
The
Olympics were supposed to be last year.
Olympics was last year, and that caused the update amount of shit. McElroy said he was going to be on the got really loud. We basically made
Yeah,
national golfer in his
Yeah.
in Ireland.
we were not happy with him at that time.
But he's back.
No, we were not.
No. But I think he's back now representing Ireland this year himself and
Shane
Lowry.
Lowry.
So that
I
should be good.
saw-
Yeah.
I
Should be good
saw, was it, Salah's been told he's not allowed to take part in the Olympics by
Yeah,
Liverpool,
he
I
was left
thought
out
I
of
saw.
the Egyptian squad.
Yeah, because I thought Liverpool said he's not allowed.
Yeah,
That's
what I heard.
That's silly.
There's still apparently in the Egyptian camp. There's still hope that he can talk his way into being allowed to join the Olympic squad, but I don't see it happening given he's going to miss January as well with the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Take your pick. Cup of Nations, Olympics.
I did actually. Just I was reading about it this morning. Ireland has some really good shots in the boxing. We have two really high ranked female boxers who have to win 2 fights to guarantee a medal. So that was quite cool. That was It should be ones to watch out for.
Who's the other one? Katie Taylor and two.
No, Katie Taylor's Rona. Katie Harrington and I can't remember what the name of the other one was.
I didn't realize. Oh, actually, no, I did hear about that before. Katie Taylor going pro.
Yeah, she's like she
Didn't
won a
forget
world
about that.
title fight. She's like I don't know, 12, 13 and 0 now or something like that. Now there was one judge fight. There was one apparently that she lost, but the judges gave to her anyway. Cannot remember. Don't really want to talk about it because I don't know too much about it. But I heard people
That's very fair.
giving out about it. What was the? Oh yeah, rugby sevens is in again this year. Ireland lads
Ooh, I
qualified
do,
for
I,
that.
I
That
do
was-
enjoy the rugby sevens.
Yeah, it's a good one. Sport climbing is back.
What the fuck
That's
is
gonna
that?
be weird. Climbing, now an Olympic sport.
All right, then.
Yeah, we take it.
Actually,
We take it.
whitewater rafting isn't that one?
Oh, that definitely used to be. Yeah, the canoeing, the
And
slalom and sprint.
Is that still being that all-purpose centre? Is that still being built in Dublin? I know there's a lot of outrage for it.
No idea.
I think I would. A few people be like, "That sounds amazing. I'd totally be down for going
Yeah,
doing that one day."
very fair.
No, I know it's not what we need, but
Oh
it'd be
no.
fun to do.
Okay, I know I brought up curling already, but I can't remember now. Actually, I'm gonna try to find the Winter Olympics because I remember watching the Winter Olympics. Not the most recent one because this was when I was in school, so probably the one before then. So like 2012 ish, 2014, 2010
Sochi?
probably. We'll say 2010. I
Sochi
don't remember
in
exactly
Russia
which
or
Olympics.
Seoul?
We'll say 2010 because I don't
Right.
remember exactly which year. And I remember watching it one day, and they had the greatest sport I've ever seen. Let me see if I can find it here. The exact name of it. Where's the sports? Show me the sports.
I swear
It
he said
was
skiing.
not cross country skiing, but it was. They had a particular name for the sport. Where the fuck's the sports gone in this?
Get your shit together, Keen.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
know.
didn't think we were talking about this, but now we
Yeah.
are.
To be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're in
I'm
Winter
so tired.
Olympics.
All right, it was skiing. I can't see it down here. They may have gotten rid of it. But what it was literally full contact skiing. You had 4 people at the top of a hill, and it was like a track, so left and right turns. 4 people at the top of the hill. You could hit the people, and it was the first one to the end wins.
That sounds
Full
incredible.
contact skiing.
That
It was-
sounds,
So good.
that sounds dangerous, and I would
Oh,
not be
very
a part
dangerous.
of
But you don't want to do it, but watching it was fun. You know?
that.
yeah.
Sounds like the sport roller derby. I do not understand the
Yeah,
rules
do
of that.
not that. I've looked the rules of that. I still don't understand. Like your one has to go around, and then there's blockers involved to stop everyone else going around. But
Yeah.
she has to get around before somebody gets around. I don't know.
Yeah, nah.
No,
If someone
not for
can please comment on the comment section, let us know the rules of roller derby. We'll greatly appreciate.
me.
I have
100%.
seen ads. I've seen the sport many times. Do not understand.
Yeah, it's like it seems very popular, but I just don't understand it. It's
I feel like
Weird.
a good blocker.
Well, you're not female, so you can't play.
That's true.
You'd also need to know the rules.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I assume blocking is you
Circumstantial.
just block. Just don't let anyone by.
I assume there's still
And-
rules you
yeah.
have to follow.
Just Mike out there elbowing all the women. Just wouldn't put it past him now.
Absolute scumbag.
Because I take the sport seriously. Yes, I'm a scumbag.
Yeah, no, because you're out there elbowing people in a sport where it's honestly don't know, probably not allowed.
Or is allowed. We don't know the rules.
That's why I said probably. I'd be surprised if it was, but you know, could be.
Competitive Quidditch, where do we stand?
That's a thing.
That
That's
is
a
a
really
thing, I know.
serious thing.
That's what I'm saying. Where do you stand? Yay or nay?
I mean, I've watched people play it, and honestly, I don't really care. I don't want to do it
We've veered so far away from
so much.
it's
We've
Sport.
run so long.
Yeah, can we just
yeah.
wrap this up? Because
All
I'm
right,
so
right, all right,
tired.
all right.
Hey,
Yeah.
you're not the host. Host
what
gets
I
to wrap up.
asked.
That's what I. That's yeah. He asked. He wasn't the prick who went moving on. That prick. So yeah, any okay. Official outro. Any other news to bring up, Oshin?
No, all good for me, Keen. Thanks.
Okay, we'll leave it there. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, it really helps us. And yeah, selling out. Ooh.
You love
There,
to
see,
see
you're not mentioning anything. You're just gonna call me out there, O'Shea.
Well, look, apparently that's a thing we do now. We've all sold out. I refuse to sell out. If I host, I'm not asking people to like, comment, and subscribe. Fuck that.
We'll squeeze it in there.
Please leave a comment of who's your favorite host.
There's one very obvious answer. Who had the best intro?
That's it. Leave a like if it's Keen. Comment if it's O'Shea. Do nothing if it's me.
Honestly, I still think I win that.
Alright. See this how
See you
Keen's
next
the
week.
host. I'm gonna say it this week. Feed the algorithm.